There are 3 art styles that help me make my art go from this to this. And chances are you're already practicing these art styles. They appear in almost every anime, manga, and webcomic. And today I'm going to show you how these art styles can level up your art. So the 3 art styles are chibi stylization, base stylization, and detailed stylization. Or as I like to refer to them, chibi, anime, and semi-realistic because those are the styles I draw. The 2 styles on the ends of the chart are determined by the style in the middle, our base style. This style is the main style in any media you enjoy. It's the iconic style you recognize the show for, stylized enough to be distinct, but drawn with speed and consistency. How simple or detailed you go in each direction is relative to this base style. You will recognize the chibi style for their comic relief moments or cute, lighter scenes. This style is notable for large heads, big eyes, and small bodies. Expressions can be very exaggerated, and it's overtly cute. The next style is the realistic style. Hey, I see you running away. Come back here. It's not what you think. It can also be a semi-realistic style. I like to interpret this style being used in high-impact scenes. Think of emotional scenes. Happy, sad, surprised. This style has intricate detail and a more serious tone. Think of each art style as a skill you are gaining EXP for and leveling up. By practicing in a chibi style, you may get better at simplifying, cuteness, or exaggerated emotions. By practicing in your base style, you can improve at speed, consistency, and action. But by practicing in a semi-realistic style, you level up details, emotional impact, and overall skills. But of course, each style within itself has a huge variance and sometimes even crossovers. My art style lies somewhere between anime and semi-realistic, but I often venture to many parts of the scale. This is not a catch-all for all art. Of course, there are darker stories with cute styles or hilarious comics with a realistic style. Every artist can decide how much or how little they want to incorporate these styles. But the main point is that by drawing in these styles, you can improve the skills in your artist arsenal. When the moment arises that you may need it, these styles give you more tools for telling stories or just for making art that makes you happy. Now that you know the 3 art styles, let's start drawing in our first art style. The first art style is the base stylization. This style is our control group and the most recognizable style. How much detail you want to incorporate is up to you, but the chibi and realistic styles will bounce off it. But what is the main distinction between each style? Well, it's proportions. Because even a chibi style can be very detailed, while a realistic style can be simple, the defining difference becomes the proportions. We use the head as our basic unit of measurement. An average person is between 7 to 8 heads tall, but in any base stylization, this can range widely. A lot of cute anime characters will be around 6 heads tall, but something more cartoony might be about 3 to 4 heads tall. We'll talk more on face proportions later, but they can also correlate with the body proportions. Within that, the amount of deforming you do to features determines your distinct style. Oh, by the way, I'm drawing my original character, Citrina. When you study your favorite anime or cartoon styles, take note of the proportions. For me, I like to use 6 heads tall for my cute characters, but depending on their height and vibes, I may make up to 8 to 9 heads tall giants. As part of my own artistic choice, I like to exaggerate the length of the body and limbs. I am inspired by real life, but my goal in art is never realism. In fact, I'm always going for more doll-like proportions. Characters like Frieren, who are 6 heads tall, have the beautiful detail of anime art styles, but are simplified from realistic human proportions. The result is a style that gives you the ability to simplify, deform, or exaggerate to your preferences. You can stylize the face as well. In fact, it's highly recommended. Play with the face, eye, nose shapes, sizes, and positions. For my characters, I use a variety of all of these. But honestly, you don't even have to be consistent with face proportions, and it's completely fine to drastically change them. Dragon Ball Z is one of my favorite examples of a high stylization of faces. So don't shoehole yourself in. Take art styles as guides rather than rules for your art. Ideally, the base style is one you can foresee yourself drawing in often and in many different ways. You can do a variety of action and simple poses. It's a style that's iconic that you recognize right away. For my Hunger Games story, I developed this style that was quick to draw and color. I was able to draw a large quantity of artwork in a variety of poses and emotions that would have taken a lot more time if I drew them in a detailed style. Storytellers need these scales of styles because it helps them control the tone of a story. A story told in a mostly chibi style may lack depth, but a story in a mostly detailed style may be too serious and slow to draw. That's why having a base style can be effective for speed. And we're just about finished with the base art style, but stay tuned until the end of the video for the final reveal. So to recap, the base style is your middle ground style. It's iconic, relatively fast, and consistent with stylized proportions. I practice this style to level up my speed, consistency, and action art. Hey, you like pretty boys? We got 'em. Wait, you want sensual boys? Yeah boy, we got 'em. Genki boys, living dolls, vampires? Yes sir, indeed we do. Every boy you could ever imagine you can meet in Ensemble Stars Music, the sponsor for today's video. This mobile rhythm game features a life simulation gameplay where you meet and manage idol boys through the entertainment industry. It's exciting, it's heart-wrenching, and best of all, it's voiced by 40+ top voice actors, so it's a feast for your ears. Now would be a perfect time to play because Ensemble Stars Music is celebrating its 4th anniversary. Log in every day for the login bonus where you can earn up to 120 free scouts. Scout for the new limited 5-star Tsukasa Suo card Marvelous Future, featuring his limited MV outfit, room outfit, and dynamic mode. Get 1 free scout a day in the 4th anniversary daily free scout. Use Dia scout tickets in the revival scout where you can change your selection anytime. Spend 2,000 diamonds for a 5-star guaranteed 10 scout ticket. Enjoy events like the Myriad Rustle of Wishes where you can collect rewards and draw for a big prize each round. Or the Wishes Come Together event where you complete a puzzle and unlock stories. Cast votes for your favorite songs to play during the 4th anniversary live event and earn limited titles. The 4th anniversary event starts June 12th, so if you're interested, click on my link in the description to start enjoying Ensemble Stars Music today and meet the best boy. By the way, it's Midori. Alright, back to the video now. For our next style, we've got the Chibi stylization. This style is distinct for its large heads, eyes, and small bodies, and a healthy dose of cuteness. Depending on your goal, Chibi styles can be cute, funny, or even creepy. Or a cute, simple style for moments in your storytelling to break overtly serious moments or getting a chuckle out of your audience. Taking the head measurement unit, there's a few ways I like to do this. For a cute or funny style, try 1.5 heads tall. If you want the body to be more detailed and can perform actions, try 2 to 3 heads tall. With the face, placement is crucial for the effect you're trying to achieve. Dot eyes that are too far apart or too close can give a goofier look. More detailed eyes can create an elegant look. Noses tend to be either dots or non-existent and placed high for a cuter look. Mouths can be small and placed high, but can also be exaggerated for your desired effect. When it comes to chibi heads, I start with a simple round head, but for extra cuteness, try adding another curve for the cheek. For the body, I usually go for this bean shape or straight lines. You can use this same bean shape for limbs. The customizability here is really high. You can have really small hands and feet, or maybe really large ones. You can go for round shapes for a softer look, or sharp, boxy shapes for a sleek look. As for me, I'm definitely going for a pretty and elegant chibi style because I've always loved that style. I'm reminded of paper puppets, elegant dolls, or storybook illustrations. I've always loved that creepy and darker tinge. I use chibi styles for a lot of my emotes, intros, and animations. I feel like nearly every show I love also has their own iconic chibi moments. But funnily enough, I avoided drawing chibis for a long time. I tried to get into it during the emote craze on Twitch, but I just wasn't very good at it. And because I wasn't good naturally, I thought that chibi art just wasn't for me, and I stuck to anime and semi-realism. But when I got into YouTube, limitations like small thumbnails force you to draw in a simpler style for clarity. So I gave chibi art another try, and wow, it really helped me improve my storytelling skills and my ability to connect. Being able to make people laugh, laugh or smile with art is an important skill, and now I find drawing chibis so much fun, and the dopamine I get from completing an animation or scene, it's unmatched. Overall, chibi styles are great to increase your understanding of what makes something cute, funny, or happy, and they're just plain fun. And with that, our chibi art style is just about done, but stay tuned until the end of the video for the final reveal. The chibi style is your cute and simple style. It's adorable, funny, and allows for extremely exaggerated emotions. I practice this style to level up my simplification, cuteness, and emoting. The last style we have is the semi-realistic style. Based in realism, this style typically incorporates more details and realistic proportions. I like using a semi-realistic style for intricate and detailed scenes or shots with high impact and emotion. But remember, it doesn't have to be entirely realistic, just more detailed relative to your base style. Even still, realistic proportions can be great for conveying our intended purpose. One show I like to look at is My Hero Academia because even though the style is very exaggerated with large eyes and round faces, they subvert your expectations when you zoom into a character's face. One might expect those features to be emphasized more, but in fact it gets de-emphasized with more realistic proportions in smaller, intense eyes and sharper faces and features. In the anime realm, this creates a more serious tone and even highlights emotions more so than exaggerated proportions in the regular style. So a lot of the time, we will be drawing zoomed in shots where you won't see the full body, but the shoulders will be wider, hands will be proportionate, and the face will especially be more proportionate. A very easy general guide you can use is the facial thirds. When you have the head, the face can be divided into 3 parts. From the top of the forehead to the bottom of the eyebrow, we have 1/3. This line is also where the top of the ear will be. The bottom of the nose is where the second third will end. This also marks the bottom of the ear. The bottom of the chin marks the end of the last third. In the middle of this third is where you will place the mouth. And here's the side version. I made these studies from this book, by the way, which is a good general book on drawing. Base stylization can still exist here. Remember, we're just expanding on the base style using realism as a guide. And for Citrina, I'll be drawing with emphasis on a detailed face and more textured skin. When we have a larger scale through realistic proportions, it gives us more space to draw in detail. I'm trying to embody the moodiness and beauty of the clothing and lace. Citrina is one of my angstiest characters, wrought with trauma, betrayal, and a desperate need to be free and understood. With such dark emotions, this style works great to capture that. But realistic styles can be used in comedic works too. The combination of realism with an exaggerated expression or situation can work wonders. It all depends on your goal. And now our semi-realistic style is pretty much done, but stay tuned until the end to see all the artworks together. Alright, to recap, the semi-realistic style is your detailed and impactful style. It uses realism and strategic exaggeration to pack a punch. I practice this style to level up my detail, impact, and overall skills. And now, let's get ready to watch the final reveal. Please enjoy. These were my findings after exploring many different art styles. In the end, I realized it's best to have multiple art styles and just explore, explore, explore. It's hard to say which is my favorite. The base stylization is too iconic not to love, but I have a soft spot for chibi art and how much it's grown on me. But of course, semi-realism was the style I drooled over as a baby artist. Which art style is your favorite? And thank you, oh my gosh, for all your gorgeous artwork. I'm always so honored when you guys draw me or my OCs. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!